I woke up in my husband's body, staring at the ceiling of our Lakeshore Drive penthouse, and the first thing I did was reach for the nightstand drawer where he kept his loaded Glock, because if this was real, I was going to make him regret every lie he'd ever whispered in my ear. My name used to be Adeline Harper, heiress to a pharmaceutical empire built on opioids that hooked half of Middle America, but now I was trapped in the skin of Victor Kane, the slick venture capitalist who'd married me for my fortune and then sold my soul to science for a shot at immortality. And as I sat up, feeling the unfamiliar weight of his beer gut and the itch of his 5 o'clock shadow, I realized the ultimate betrayal. He'd swapped us not just to steal my life, but to frame me for the corporate scandal that would bury my family's legacy forever, while he danced away in my body, untouchable. It started 6 months earlier, back when life felt like one of those glossy Chicago magazine spreads. Me, Adeline, 34, striding through boardrooms in Louboutins, closing deals on gene-editing tech that promised to cure the incurable. Harper Pharma wasn't just a company. It was a dynasty, forged in the Rust Belt grit of my grandfather's pill mills and polished into biotech gold by my father's iron fist. I'd inherited it all at 28 after Dad's accident. A yacht explosion off Lake Michigan that the Coast Guard called mechanical failure but whispered about in boozy after-hours at the signature room. I didn't dwell. Grief was for the weak, and weakness had no place in a world where board members eyed you like fresh meat. Victor was my armor. We met at a gala for the Art Institute, him in a bespoke Tom Ford suit that screamed old money he didn't have, charming the room with stories of Silicon Valley disruptors. He was 42, all sharp jawline and sharper deals, the kind of guy who quoted Ayn Rand over steak tartare and made you believe in second chances. 6 months of whirlwind, private jets to Napa, weekends in the Keys, and we were married in a civil ceremony at City Hall. No fuss, just us, and a bottle of Veuve Clicquot. "You're my equal," he'd say, his hand on my thigh under the linen tablecloths at RPM Steak. Together, we're unstoppable. Unstoppable until the night he came home from a conference in Boston with a black eye and a USB drive he wouldn't explain. That was the first crack. I'd been digging into Harper's R&D logs, off-the-books trials for a neural mapping serum, codenamed Echo. It was supposed to revolutionize memory therapy, wiping trauma for vets with PTSD or execs burned out from boardroom battles. But the prelim data? Nightmarish. Subjects reporting echoes, phantom sensations, like ghosts in their synapses. One test subject, a homeless vet named Eddie Ruiz, had clawed his eyes out in a psych ward, screaming about stealing faces. I confronted Victor over takeout from Giordano's, deep dish sausage, extra cheese, the comfort food that always softened my edges. This echo shit? It's Frankenstein-level reckless. We're shelving it. He laughed it off, that easy baritone rumble, but his eyes, God, those eyes flickered with something feral. Babe, it's the future. Your future. Imagine erasing the yacht ghosts, starting clean. I shoved the pizza box aside. It's not a toy, Vic. People die in trials like this. He leaned in, breath hot with candy. And empires rise on the dead. Trust me. I didn't. Not fully. But love's a hell of a blindfold, and by then, the board was circling, whispers of my instability, fueled by Victor's anonymous leaks to the Tribune. He played the devoted husband in public, arm around me at the Lyric Opera, but at home, he'd vanish into his home office, the door locked, the hum of servers like a lover's sigh. I'd press my ear to the wood, catching fragments. Neural sync at 92%. Body rejection minimal. Adeline's profile loaded. Paranoia, I told myself. Vic's just prepping for the pitch. The real hook sank in on a sticky July evening, the kind where Lake Michigan's breeze carries the faint rot of the river. We were at our summer place in Door County, Wisconsin, Victor's idea of escape, all craft IPAs and bonfires on the beach. I'd driven up alone after a brutal week. FDA sniffing around Echo, a whistleblower email from an intern named Lena Voss that vanished from my inbox like smoke. Meet me, it read. They're swapping more than data. Victor arrived late, reeking of airport bourbon, and suggested a hike at Peninsula State Park. Romantic, he said, like our first date. We parked my Range Rover at the trailhead, the lot empty save for a rusty Ford pickup that screamed local. As we trudged the Eagle Trail, ferns slapping our calves, he dropped the bomb casual as a weather report. Adeline, the board's voting tomorrow. Echo goes live, or Harper folds. Your call. I stopped, heart pounding like a bass drum at Lollapalooza. What the hell, Vic? I said no. He turned, silhouette against the sunset bleeding orange over Green Bay. You said no to the old you. The scared you. But I'm offering evolution. That's when the world tilted. Rough hands from behind, a needle prick in my neck, chemical fire racing my veins. The Ford's driver, a ghost in tactical gear, hoisted me like luggage. Victor's face swam above me. Regret? Triumph? It's for us, love. You'll thank me in the new skin. Blackness swallowed me, the last sound the crunch of gravel under boots. I came to in a sterile bunker. Think black site CIA, but with better HVAC, strapped to a gurney under LED glare that buzzed like angry hornets. Monitors beeped my vitals. Heart rate 112. Oxygen 94%. A woman in scrubs, Dr. Elena Marquez, Lena Voss, the whistleblower, her face a mask of forced calm, adjusted in 4 drip. Neural transfer initiating. Echo Protocol Alpha. No preamble, no consent. Just the whine of machinery, like a dentist's drill on steroids, burrowing into my skull via electrodes taped to my temples. Pain first, white hot, splintering every nerve, as if my brain was being unzipped and repackaged. Then the flood. Memories not mine. Victor's. Childhood in a Scranton trailer park, fists from a drunk dad. First kill or be killed deal at Stanford, selling Adderall to jocks. The night he hacked my father's yacht manifest, planting the bomb that made me heiress. Betrayal layered on betrayal. He'd courted me to access Echo, seduced me to map my neural net, the perfect vessel for his climb. Adeline's body. He'd journaled in his mind's eye, youthful, unscarred. Mine to inhabit, her sins to bear. The swap hit like a freight train. I felt my essence. Adeline Harper, the steel-spined widow, sucked into a vortex, spat out into Victor's frame. His body, clunky, nicotine-stained lungs wheezing, a knee from an old ski accident that throbbed with every shift. Across the room, in my lithe 5 feet 7 inches form, Victor blinked awake, my blue eyes now his, lips curving in a smile that was all predator. Perfect, he murmured in my voice, velvet over venom. Dr. Marquez, initiate phase 2. Upload the ledger. The ledger, Harper's dirty secret, encrypted on that Boston USB. Falsified trials, bribes to FDA inspectors, Eddie Ruiz's suicide, covered as overdose. Victor, in my skin, would confess it all at the board vote, tanking the stock, absolving himself as the grieving wife who uncovered the rot. I'd wake in his body, discredited, doped, dumped in some Cook County psych ward, raving about swaps like a tinfoil hat case. He gets my empire's remnants via a prenup loophole, starts fresh in biotech exile, untouchable. But Lena Voss? She hesitated, syringe trembling. This is wrong, Victor. Adeline's innocent. The ledger's yours, not hers. He laughed, my laugh, chilling in its familiarity. Innocent? Her family's poisoned America for generations. I'm the cure. A scuffle, her grabbing a scalpel, him lunging in my heels. I strained against the restraints, Victor's burly arms flexing uselessly, bellowing in his baritone. Stop. It's me, Adeline. But the drugs muddled it. To them, I was the madman. The door burst, security, Victor's private muscle, ex-Marines with necks like tree trunks. They zip-tied Lena, dragged her out as she spat. You'll burn for this. Victor, smoothing my skirt, leaned close, his breath on my face, now mine. Sorry, darling. Business. Then darkness again, courtesy of a chokehold. Next awakening, a Greyhound station in Gary, Indiana, the armpit of the Midwest, stinking of diesel and despair. Victor's body, clad in rumpled khakis and a polo that screamed divorced dad, wrists raw from zip ties. No wallet, no phone, just a burner flip with one text. Play along, or the footage drops. Your family legacy exposed. Footage of the swap?
No, where's?
Clips from the bunker cam. Me as Victor, confessing to the ledger hacks, doped eyes glazing as I signed digital docs framing Harper Pharma. I stumbled to the payphone, yes. Gary still had those relics, fingers thick and clumsy dialing my assistant. Theo. It's Adeline. Help. He hung up, thinking prank. Desperation clawed. Hitch a ride? Steal a car? The lot glittered with semis, but Victor's mug, hangdog, untrustworthy, screamed felon. Then salvation. A beat-up Chevy Malibu, keys and ignition, owner nodding off inside a diner. Desperate times. I hot-wired it. Thank you. Dad's old hunting trips, and peeled out, heading back to Chicago, the skyline a taunt on the horizon. The drive was hell, Victor's bladder betraying me every 20 miles, radio blasting classic rock anthems that mocked my unraveling. Springsteen wailing, born to run. But I was born to rule, now reduced to this meat suit. Halfway across the skyway, tires screaming, I hit redial on the burner. Victor answered in my voice, purring like a cat with cream. Miss me already, Vic? Or should I say, the imposter? I gripped the wheel, knuckles white. You son of a bitch. Undo this. Laughter, light and feminine.
Can't.
Echoes one way for donors like you. But hey, enjoy the perks, my prostate exams next week. He hung up, but not before the hook. Oh, and Adeline? Your sister's waiting. Family reunion. My sister, Brooke, the fragile one, the addict Dad had shipped to rehab ranches in Montana, the one I'd bailed out of OD scandals to keep the Harper name pristine. What did he mean? I ditched the Chevy in a Pilsen alley, the neighborhood's murals of La Virgen de Guadalupe watching like saints in judgment. Stole a hoodie from a bodega, $1.20 from a crumpled 20 in Victor's pocket, and hoofed it to the L train, blending into the night shift crowd. Welders, nurses, ghosts with haunted eyes. The L rattled me to Lincoln Park, where Brooke's halfway house squatted like a bad memory. I buzzed the intercom, voice gruff. Tell her it's family. The buzzer clicked. She met me in the lobby, rail-thin in yoga pants, eyes widening at Victor. What the Vic? Adeline said you were in Boston. I pulled her into a hug, awkward, his cologne clashing with her patchouli, and whispered, Brooke, it's me. They swapped us. Her laugh was brittle, a junkie's denial. Swapped? Jesus, Vic, lay off the blow. But doubt flickered. She led me to her room, a shoebox with twin bed and NA pamphlets. Over weak tea I spilled, the hike, the needle, the bunker. She paled, fingers twisting her sobriety chain. Adeline. She called yesterday. Sounded off. Said the board vote was a sham. That you, she stopped, glancing at the door. That you planted the ledger. To take her down. My blood, his blood, boiled. It's him, Brooke. In my body. He's framing me for everything. Dad's death. Eddie's, the bribes. She rocked, tears carving tracks. I knew about the yacht. Adeline confessed once, drunk at Christmas. Said it was mercy, Dad was bankrupt, suicidal. But she took the fall, kept it buried. Buried secrets, the kind that fester. I'd shoulder that guilt for her sake, our sake, forgoing therapy for bored battles, letting it rot my marriages before Victor. Now it weaponized against me.
Help me, sis.
Get me to the penthouse. Proof's in his safe. She nodded, resolve hardening like epoxy. But as we slipped out, her phone buzzed, a text from me. Brooke, Victor's violent.
Kohut.
Sirens wailed distant. We bolted to her ancient Civic, peeling into the night. I refused to hand over my car. I muttered, the irony bitter, so my family left me miles from help, but I recorded everything. Wait, no, that was her story from a relapse fight years back. She'd ditched her dealer on a rural road, walked miles to a payphone, taped his threats. Now, fate's cruel echo. I flipped open the burner, hit record as Brooke gunned it. Victor's next call. You tell her and the tapes drop, Brooke's dealing history, Adeline's yacht confession. Whole family's toxic. We evaded the blues by ditching the Civic in Wicker Park, grabbing a lift to the Gold Coast. The penthouse loomed, a glass monolith mocking my reflection in its lobby doors. Victor's face, haggard, pleading. Concierge waved us up. Victor, in my skin, had prepped the trap. Elevators dinged. We stepped into opulence turned tomb. Crystal decanters glinting like fangs. The city sprawled below like a conquered kingdom. He lounged on the eames, my silk robe draped loose, a tumbler of Macallan in hand. Victor, darling. And Brooke, the prodigal sister. Family therapy. Brooke froze. I lunged, his bulk no match for my fury, tackling me to the Persian rug. Fists flew, his manicured nails raking Victor's cheeks, my knee, his knee, driving into ribs. Undo it. I roared, voice cracking. He wheezed my wheeze. Can't, love. But join me, co-rule in tandem. Delusion, his tech god wet dream. Brooke grabbed the letter opener from the desk, brass, heavy, held it trembling. The safe, Vic.
Now.
He smirked, blood smearing my lipstick. Ask nicely. I pinned him, free hand yanking the dolly print aside, punching the code. Our anniversary. The bastard's joke. The safe yawned. USBs, ledgers. A vial of Echo serum glowing faint blue. And the footage, bunker cams unedited. The swap, Lena's plea, his gloat. Got you. I snarled, pocketing the drive. But twist. As Brooke cued the laptop, playing it back, Victor's eyes, my eyes, welled.
Wait.
Adeline. It was for you. Lies? No. The files unlocked deeper. Diagnostics showing my neural net fraying. A tumor from stress. Echo's cure. A desperate bid to transplant me into his healthier frame. You were dying, he gasped. I took the fall to save you. The ledger. The frame. All to buy time. Doubt slithered. Scans from months back hidden in his emails. Glioblastoma, stage 3. I'd ignored headaches as migraines, powered through. Betrayal inverted. He'd schemed not to steal, but sacrifice. My body for his, my sins for his clean slate. Why not tell me? I choked.
Pride.
Yours. And fear you'd refuse like the yacht. Brooke sobbed, the opener clattering. Cease. He loved you. Fucked up, but real. Sirens now, real ones his trap sprung. Cops breached, tasered Victor's body me, as I thrashed, the drive spilling. Victor, in my skin, rose like a phoenix, directing. He's deranged. Attacked us. Handcuffs bit. I was hauled, the world blurring to fluorescent hell. Psych ward at Cook County Jail wasn't hell. It was the antechamber. All peeling linoleum and screams echoing off cinderblock like bad acid flashbacks. They pumped me full of Haldol, Victor's veins protesting the chemical cocktail, turning my thoughts to sludge. Delusional disorder. The shrink droned, clipboard a shield. Body dysmorphia with persecutory features. I ranted about swaps, showed bruises from the penthouse brawl. But, without the drive, confiscated as evidence, I was just a raving ex-husband, high on grief and God knows what. Brooke visited twice, eyes red-rimmed, escorted by a guard who patted her down like contraband. Adeline, Vic, they're buying his story. The board caved. Harper's under federal probe. Lena's missing, presumed fled. She slipped me a smuggled burner, tiny as a gum pack. From a friend. Use it. Friend? Theo, my assistant, the quiet queer kid from Northwestern who'd idolized my cutthroat style. Loyalty, rare as a Cubs pennant in Wrigleyville. Nights blurred. Group therapy circle jerks where cons swapped war stories, mine involving neural rape and the occasional lucid hour plotting escape. Victor's body had perks, brute strength for jimmying vents, a lawyer's silver tongue to charm the night nurse. But the mirror? Soul crusher. His receding hairline, the paunch I'd nagged him about over kale smoothies, now my cage. I'd traced the scars. Appendix from '09. C-section no, wait. Victor's vasectomy, reversed for us, now a mocking void. Week 2, the burner buzzed. Theo. Boss, it's bad. Victor's spinning the narrative. You cracked, attacked them, confessed to the ledger on tape. Stocks tanking, he's hero widow. Rallying investors. Attached, Tribune headline. Harper heiress survives husband's rampage. Corporate secrets exposed. My face, his face in my skin. Beaming tear-streaked at oppressor, pearls choking my throat. Below, stock chart, red arrow plunging like a gut punch. Rage clarified the fog. I needed leverage, Lena Voss. If she talked, the swap proved. Theo's text continued. Lena's gone underground. Last ping. Burner call to a motel in Joliet. I'm wiring cash, get out. Get out. Adrenaline spiked. I feigned a seizure in the mess hall, slamming head on tray, foaming milk from the cafeteria carton. Chaos. Orderlies wrestling, Doc called. In the scuffle, I palmed a janitor's keys, slipped the ward door. Midnight dash through the ER bay, Victor's loafers slapping tile, dodging security cams like a B-movie heist. Stole a staffer's Prius. Key fob swiped from a coat rack and gunned it south on I-55, the Dan Ryan of vein of fireflies under sodium lamps. Joliet loomed, ex-industrial corpse, motel's neon wound like Vegas rejects. The Starlight Inn. Vacancy sign flickering, parking lot littered with Harleys and regret. Room 12. Door ajar, TV murmuring infomercials. Lena Voss huddled on the bed, laptop glowing, hair matted, scrubs swapped for sweats. She jumped at my knock, scalpel, same from the bunker, in fist. Victor? How? I raised hands, voice gravel.
Adeline.
And yeah, this meat suit's a downgrade. Recognition dawned, horror melting to pity. The transfer held? God, the rejection rates. She lowered the blade, waved me in. Over vending machine coffee, stale as sin, we pieced the puzzle. Lena, ex-Harper R&D, recruited by Victor for Echo's black budget arm. He pitched it as salvation, transplants for the terminally ill. But it twisted, elites buying youth, swapping into surrogates. Surrogates like me? No, willing at first, homeless, indebted. Eddie Ruiz, first success, then glitch, his mind rebelled, overlaying donor memories till he snapped. Victor's obsessed, she said, screens scrolling code. Your tumor?
Real.
But the frame? To force compliance. He dosed you months back, mapped without consent. The ledger, his forgery, planting Harper hacks to trigger the probe, buying time for a full Echo rollout in Dubai, untouchable Emirates. He's leaving, Lena whispered. Private jet tomorrow. Your body, your jet, your life. I paced, carpet threadbare underfoot. We stop him. Upload the bunker footage. Hack the Tribune servers. She nodded, fingers flying, but pause. Risky. Feds trace it, we're accessories. And the twist, your tumor. Echo could have saved you clean.
Saved?
Or enslaved. Victor's love, a gilded cage. His sacrifice, a power grab masked as nobility. Debatable, like those Reddit threads on assisted dying, mercy or murder. I chose vengeance. Upload everything. Swap, ledger, tumor scans. Let the world debate. Mid-hack, tires crunched outside. Victor's goons. Ex-Marines tracking the Prius plates. Door splintered. I grabbed the laptop, Lena the scalpel, bolting for the fire escape. Gunfire stitched the wall, suppressed pops, drywall puffing like snow. We tumbled into the alley, rain-slick dumpsters reeking of rot, sprinting for the lot. A goon tackled me, arm bar wrenching Victor's bad knee, pain exploding stars. Lena slashed, blade biting tendon. He howled, releasing. We piled into a stolen F-150, keys jangling from a drunk biker's pocket, peeling out as bullets pinged the tailgate. Sirens wailed, Joliet PD joining the party.
To ochare I barkt.
Hijack the jet. Insane? Yeah, but America's built on insane, Wild West redux, with drones instead of six-shooters. The Kennedy Expressway was a parking lot, rush hour bleed even at 3 a.m., semis jackknifed from a pileup. We ditched the truck at a tow yard, hot-wired a Honda Civic, Lena's college trick, and wormed through backroads, Harlem Avenue a lifeline to the airport. My mind raced. Contingencies. If Victor boarded, comatose mid-flight? No. Force a confession. Live stream the unswap if possible. Echo had a reversal protocol. Lena swore. Serum in the jet's med kit. O'Hare loomed, a concrete beast under security cleats. We flashed fake badges. Lena's lab swipes doctored, and bluffed past TSA, hearts hammering like jackhammers. Private terminal. Victor's Gulfstream idled. Steps down, my body, his soul, striding aboard in Chanel, flanked by suits. Now, I growled. We charged, a two-person suicide squad. Tackle, me barreling into myself, momentum slamming us against the fuselage. Fists, delicate against calloused, raining futile. Adeline, he gasped my gasp. Goons peeled me off, zip ties biting anew. Lena darted inside, serum vial procured amid shouts. But Victor rallied, voice mine commanding. Detain them. Wheels up. Pilots complied, stairs retracted, engines whining to life. Dragged to the tarmac edge, we watched the beast taxi, taillights mocking. Lena slumped. It's over. No, the hack. Her laptop, synced to Theo's server, pinged. Upload complete. Tribune's site crashing under traffic, headlines erupting. Harper swap scandal, video proof of body theft. Chaos rippled. FBI chopper scrambling. Victor's jet grounded mid-runway. But the twist deepened. As cuffs clicked, Victor's face, my face, appeared on a tarmac screen, presser live. My husband's mad, but the tumor's real. Echo saves lives. Let the courts decide. Hero again, flipping the script. Debate ignited. Savior or sociopath. My arrest, assault charges, but the drive, recovered, proved the swap. Courts tied in knots. Ethics boards, Vatican ethicists weighing in on soul theft. Brooke bailed me out, funds scraped from petty cash. Cease. He did it for you. Tumor confirmed. Chemo loomed in Victor's frame. Reversal? Experimental, risky. Mind meld rejection could fry us both. I stared at the mirror, his eyes mine now, plotting phase 3. Not murder, but exposure. Leak the full Echo files, victims' names, elite buyers. Let America tear itself apart debating progress versus perversion. Weeks blurred. Safe house in Logan Square, Theo smuggling meds, Lena coding countermeasures. Victor, in my skin, lawyered up, O'Malley and associates, sharks and pinstripes, pushing for joint custody of our empire. Prenup voided by fraud, board splintered, half loyal to Adeline, half sniffing his scent. The confrontation brewed at the Drake Hotel, neutral ground for mediation. Rain lashed Michigan Avenue, magnificent mile a blur of Burberry umbrellas. I arrived in Victor's best Armani, Brooke at my side, Lena ghosting the lobby cams. He swept in me, vivacious, Louboutins clicking like gunfire. Truce, he offered, my smile as weapon. Over oysters at Cote d'Or, dark wood, jazz crooning summertime we parleyed. Reverse it, I demanded, voice steady. His eyes, mine, softened. And kill us both? Scans show synergy, your mind's healing my synapses, my resilience fighting your cancer. Truth? Scans corroborated. Echoes glitch a feature, bodies adapting like lovers. Betrayal's gray, his scheme born of terror, my denial fueling it. Brooke interjected. The yacht, Adeline. You mercy killed Dad. Victor's just. Mirroring. Mirror, maze, madness. I refused the car, his offer of clean escape, a new ID, exile in Belize. So my family left me miles from help. I echoed her old tale, but I recorded everything. The burner tapes, his gloat, the frame. Leaked anonymously, podcast fodder for Rogan types decrying transhuman tyranny. Climax crested. As we rose, his hand, my hand, on my arm, a plea. Together, Adeline. Rule as one. Controversial choice. Merge empires, pioneer Echo ethically? Or burn it. Take the fall like Dad's yacht, Rebirth in ashes.
It shows fira.
Not the literal kind, no Molotovs in the Magnificent Mile, but the digital inferno that consumes reputations faster than a tweet storm. Back at the safe house, a walk-up in Ukrainian village with peeling socialist murals and the perpetual sizzle of pierogies from the corner babushka, we orchestrated the drop. Lena's code was poetry. Worms burrowing into Victor's servers, exfiltrating client lists, senators with failing hearts, Hollywood moguls chasing eternal youth, all slotted into surrogate skins harvested from the desperate. Black Mirror shit, Theo quipped, hunched over his MacBook, Red Bull veins pulsing. But real. This leaks, it's pitchforks at the gates. The leak hit at dawn, timed for East Coast markets, CNN cheering screaming, body swap black market, Harper Kane ring exposed. Victor's jet? Impounded in Dubai, him and my body extradited amid diplomatic shitstorms, Emirates denying asylum like a bad bet. America ate it up. Senate hearings, pundits on Fox and MSNBC clashing like rams. Innovation or abomination? Tucker Carlson thundered, while Maddow dissected the ethics, quoting Kant over coffee. Protests erupted, bioethicists chaining themselves to Harper HQ, veterans groups torching echo effigies outside the Thompson Center.
Me?
Hold up, Victor's frame wasting on hospital jello and radiation sessions that left me puking rainbows. The tumor shrank, echoes weird alchemy at work, but side effects bit. Phantom itches where my real skin should be, dreams of walking in Louboutins through boardrooms that dissolved to bunkers. Brooke played nurse, smuggling craft tacos from Big Star, her recovery sponsor preaching forgiveness.
He's broken, sis.
Like Dad. Like us. Forgiveness? In America, land of the Sioux happy, it was a luxury good. Lawyer circled. Victor's team pushing a plea, mutual fraud, shared custody of the tech. Mine, Theo's pro bono shark from the ACLU, countered with assault, kidnapping, the works. But the real battle? Public opinion, fickle as a Bears fan in December. Polls swung. 52% saw Victor as monster, 48% tragic visionary. Debatable decisions piled. Do we outlaw neural tech? Or regulate like stem cells? Sacrifice the few for the many? Or burn the lab like Oppenheimer's regret? I decided to meet him. Not in court, but the Gray Zone, a neutral strip mall confessional in Berwyn, the kind of place where mobsters launder sins over espresso. No guards, just us, two souls in swapped shells, under flickering fluorescence that hummed like judgment. He arrived first, my body slimmer now, stress etching lines around eyes that used to crinkle at my jokes. Adeline, he said, voice mine cracked porcelain. You look like hell. We sat across Formica, steam rising from styrofoam cups like peace pipes. Why? I asked, no preamble. The why that gnawed. Not the mechanics, but the marrow. He stirred sugar, 3 packets, my habit, staring at the swirl. The scan came after Boston. Your headaches, I thought migraines, pushed the trials to distract. Then biopsy. 6 months, aggressive. Echo was theoretical, but for you. Ider ahorita got. Rewrite. Hubris, American as apple pie laced with arsenic. But the frame? The ledger? His fingers, my fingers twitched. Insurance. If you fought, I'd lose you twice, body and soul. Planted the dirt to force your hand, make you the villain, so I could play savior in your skin. Villainy layered. He'd hacked Dad's yacht not for greed, but to expose the opioid empire, a whistleblower thwarted by my cover-up. Your mercy kill?
It haunted me.
I wanted to free you, from guilt, from the throne. Freedom's funny, cages we build, gilded or barbed. I leaned in, Victor's breath ragged. And Lena? The surrogates? Shame flickered, genuine as a child's. Collateral.
Eddie.
I covered his glitch to protect the project. For us.
Us.
The word twisted, love's scalpel. Controversial. Was his crime penance or predation? Like those true crime pods debating Bundy, charm masking the abyss. Outside, paparazzi swarmed, flashes popping like gunfire. We slipped out back into my Escalade, driver a ghost. Reverse it, I pressed. He shook his head, my curls bouncing. Rejection now? 80% fatal. We've synced, your will in my frame, my resilience in yours. Scans backed it. Doctors marveled, calling us the hybrid miracle. Debatable salvation. Live as mongrels or die pure. The drive to the lakefront was silent, Lake Michigan churning gray under a bruised sky. We parked at Montrose Point, dog walkers oblivious, gulls wheeling like fates. One last deal, he proposed. Co-lead Harper, ethical echo, trials for the dying, no black market. Partnership in perversion? Tempting, power's siren song. But revenge whispered, expose him fully, let courts carve the empire to ribbons. I chose the gray. Agreed. But leak the client list, anonymous, let them fall. He nodded, relief flooding my features. For you. We sealed it with a handshake, his palms soft against my calloused, and parted, the swap's limbo, our new normal. But tension coiled. Back home, his old condo in River North, minimalist with exposed brick and a sub-zero humming solitude, I pored over files. Twist lurking, Lena's final hack, buried deep. Victor hadn't just framed me. He dosed Brooke years back, echo prototype in her rehab cocktails, stabilizing her addiction to control the family purse. For her own good, his notes read. Betrayal's hydra, heads multiplying. Confrontation 2. Family dinner at Girl and the Goat. Trendy chaos masking our storm. Brooke, glowing sober, raised a toast to new beginnings. Victor, in my skin, charmed the waiter. I brooded, Victor's scowl deepening lines. Midway through goat empanadas, spicy as sin, I slid the printout across. Dosage logs, her name starred. You poisoned her, Vic. To leash us. Her face drained, fork clattering. What? He paled, my blush rising. Brooke, it was therapeutic. Stabilizers not. Lies crumbled. She bolted, tears streaking mascara, hailing a cab into the night. Victor reached me reaching, and I slapped it away, his ring cutting my knuckle. Enough games. Servers gawked. We fled to the alley, rain turning slush to sleet. You ruined us, I hissed, pinning him against brick, strength his own turned against. The tumor? Maybe you planted that too. Stress from your whispers. Paranoia? Or truth? Lena's code hinted. Microdoses in my wine, accelerating symptoms to force the swap. Control freak to the end. He fought back, nails raking, voice breaking. I loved you. More than my skin. Love's debatable currency. Poison or panacea. Cops rolled up. Domestic dispute call from the restaurant. Tasers drawn. I released, hands up. He's not me. I pleaded to the blues. They cuffed us both, him for assault, me for existing wrong. Holding cell at District 18, cold bench, Victor's frame shivering in the draft. Separated by bars, we locked eyes, his in my face, mine in his. End it, he whispered. The reversal serum, full dose. One survives. Russian roulette neural. Controversial climax. Mercy kill, like Dad's yacht? Or cowardice? I nodded. Burner to the guard, Theo's fix. Midnight med bay. Gurney side by side, Lena presiding clandestine, vial glowing. This could kill you both, she warned. Injections burned, fire to ice, minds unraveling threads. Visions. His Scranton beatings, my boardroom triumphs, Brooks relapses, Dad's final wave from the yacht. Darkness pulled. I fought, clinging to Adeline, steel unyielding. Woke alone. Monitors beeping solo. Mirror. My face. Blue eyes wary. Tumor scar faint on scalp. Victor's body. Still. Rejection one. His essence ejected like chaff. Lena. You held.
He.
Let go. Grief hit. Title. Hero or villain. His notes final. If I go, take the empire. Make it right for us. Debatable legacy. Rebuild Harper clean, or raise it, let bioethics wolves devour the scraps? Dawn broke over the lake, pink fingers clawing the horizon, as I signed Victor's death certificate. Cause Complications from experimental procedure. Bureaucracy's cold comfort. Forms stamped in triplicate. My signature a forgery that felt like absolution. Brooke returned days later, hollow-eyed, demanding answers over diner hash browns and Sathers, cinnamon rolls mocking our shattered normal. He drugged me? For years. I nodded, syrup sticky on my plate. Control. But he thought it love. She pushed away the food, voice raw. Like Dad's mercy? Fuck that. We're done protecting ghosts.
Done.
The word ignited Phase 4. Dismantling. Not with bombs, but boardroom blitzkriegs, me. Adeline Harper reborn, striding Harper HQ in reclaimed Louboutins, Theo at my flank like a loyal hound. The glass tower on Michigan Avenue gleamed, but inside?
Rot.
Board met in crisis, stock at penny levels, lawsuits stacking like Jenga. We pivot, I declared, voice mine again, resonant. Echo goes open source. Trials for all, no elites. Or we fold. Murmurs rippled. Old guard balking. VCs salivating. Twists echo. Victor's clients outed. Scandals blooming. A senator resigning over youth therapy. A starlet spilling surrogate tears on TMZ. America debated feverishly. Transhumanism's promise or Pandora's peril. Protests swelled. Trans rights groups allying with Luddites, chanting outside my window. Souls aren't stock. I waded in, pressers at the Palmer House, fielding barbs from reporters with Chicago accents thick as lake effect snow. Miss Harper, was it murder or mercy? One grilled, Mike thrust like accusation. Debate it yourselves, I shot back. Victor's files are public, judge the man, not the myth. Ratings spiked. I became the face, flawed, fierce, the anti-heroine America craves, like a real housewife gone rogue. But tensions simmered domestic. Brooke checked into a new rehab, upstate, no Harper strings, leaving voicemails laced with venom. You chose him, sis. Even in death.
Chose?
Survival's not choice. It's clawing from the grave. Lena vanished post-reversal, a ghost note. Keep fighting the machine. For Eddie. Her scalpel hand steady, but eyes haunted. Echoes toll. Climax brewed not in courts, but conscience. Midnight alone in the penthouse. Ours no more. Sold to a crypto bro. I uncorked the last Macallan. Victor's ghost in the amber swirl. Files on the iPad. Reversal logs. His final neural dump uploaded pre-death. Curiosity's curse. I synced. Electrodes self-applied. Diving his mind's detritus. Flood. Not malice, but mania. Visions of us. Wedding kiss salty with secrets. Napa sunsets where he'd whisper forever, meaning swap. The tumor discovery. Him weeping in the bathroom. Biopsy slide under desk lamp. Plotting alone. Save her. His thoughts looped. Obsessive as a trader's ticker. But the frame? Calculated cruelty. Whispers to rivals. Dosed dinners. Ends justifying means. Randian delusion. Deeper. His Scranton scars. Dad's belt leaving welts that echo couldn't erase. Weakness kills. He'd internalized, building walls of deals and deceit. My denial fed it. I'd ignored his cracks. Too busy queen being. Betrayal mutual. I'd used him as arm candy, prenup a leash. Love's debatable ledger. Debts unpaid. Twist reversed. In his dump, a subroutine. Echo's backdoor, keyed to my voice. Adeline. It intoned, his timbre synthesized. If you read this, forgive. The serum? Dual, reversal, or enhancement. Choose. Stay hybrid echoes or sever clean.
Sever?
Risk erasure. Personalities fracturing like bad code. Enhancement? Merge fully. One mind in one body. Powers amplified. Telepathic boardroom reads. Cancer conquered. Dawn decision. Controversial core. Sever meant losing him, his grit tempering my steel, his flaws humanizing mine. Enhance? Become the monster, transhuman demigod ruling from shadows. America watched, breath held. My next presser a referendum.
Isho Severance.
Files administered solo. In the bunker, repurposed now as ethics lab, pain ripping like rebirth. Visions clashed, his fists on me. Phantom, yielding to embrace his real. Woke purged, Adeline pure, scars faint as regrets. Victor's essence? Echoed faint, a whisper in dreams. Free. Empire's fate. I torch the black ops. Open source the good. Echo clinics in Flint for lead poison kids. Vets in Milwaukee wiping war ghosts. Harper rebranded. Phoenix Bio. Rising controversial. Protests evolved to partnerships. Debates fueled funding. But scars linger. Brooke's silence a chasm. Lena's trail cold. Whispers of her leading underground swaps for the oppressed.
Ending?
No tidy bow. I walk Lakeshore Drive. Wind whipping my coat. City pulse sinking mine. Victor's grave. Simple plot in Rosehill. Under oaks dripping acorns. Visits monthly. Wildflowers I'd plant trampled by doubt. Hero? I saved myself. Damned him. Villain? Freed the tech. Loosed the genie. Debatable like gun rights or opioids, America's eternal argument. Last hook. The burner buzzes, anonymous. Adeline, new players. Echoes in the wild. Your move. Smile curves, mine alone. Vengeance? Eternal. The game restarts, souls swapped on a bigger board. And as gulls cry over the waves, I wonder, if I could swap back time, would I? Or embrace the price, the dark, tense forge that made me unbreakable.